Hey, hello once again, konnichiwa, and welcome to lesson one. So of course, last time we covered the introduction, so I gave you a brief background about myself, things of that nature. Speaking of which, please let me know in the comment section about your story. How did you get started into Japanese? Have you ever gone there and, things of that nature? Do you have any Japanese friends, stuff like that? I just want to, encourage a bit of dialogue on this channel. So please feel free to do that. That was the welcome back there. And so, in essence, the overview is that today we're going to go over some essential phrases. Well, not phrases per se. They will be like expressions that you'll be able to use to introduce yourself. So that'll be very useful. In addition, we're going to learn 10 really basic, simple words that you'll be able to use immediately. So these are really cool words that I think that you'll find to be quite awesome. And last but not least, we're going to learn about some really cool grammar. So, with the grammar, we're going to cover like the basic sentence structure, how to, essentially create a sentence in Japanese, as well as the like the to be verb, which is similar to English but slightly different. Uh, Last but not least, we're going to learn about how to create this particular sentence structure. Well, there are actually many in Japanese, but we're going to go over one today, and so uh, that would be followed by the mini assignment for today, which is not what you might think. So let's see if we can get started. 始めましょうか。始めましょう。All right, so as I've stated previously, we have the self-introductions. So the good news is that the self-introductions only are comprised of three major phrases. So we have nice to meet you, which is the first phrase, of course. I am, which is, yes, the introduction to yourself, and pleased to meet you. So to say nice to meet you, we would say hajimemashite. All right, hajime mashite. And after that, once again, you would just say your name. So we would say, well, in my case, my Japanese name is Naimu. So we would say Naimu des. Naimu des. All right. And so that takes us to the last expression here. Pleased to meet you. So pleased to meet you comes in a lot of forms. So we'll just use one here. We would use yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Now the R sound in Japanese can come off as a bit strange, but no problem. I'm sure that you will master it really soon. It's a bit similar to the Spanish R, so that's definitely something to take note of. So really cool there. And yep, and so let's do that once again. I'm going to give my self introduction. So I will say, Hajimemashite, Naimu desu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Right, so that is essentially it there for my introduction. Yeah, please feel free to, record your own introduction, or maybe if you don't really like to record yourself, then yeah, please feel free to essentially just, introduce yourself to someone else, or maybe, like use your phone or something like that. It's all up to you. So pretty cool. And great, and so now we have the vocabulary segment. So we are going to learn 10 basic words, really cool. Some of these words are the names of countries, so I think that would be great, a great addition to your introduction. So more to come on that pretty soon, so no problem. So the first word would be Japan. So the word for Japan is Nihon. Nihon. There's also Nippon. Nippon is another way of saying Nihon, so just one another thing to take note of. The second word is English. So the word English is eigo, eigo. So yep, that is very simple there. And number three is car. All right, yeah, gotta love the La Ferrari. Gotta love it. So the word for car in Japanese is kuruma, right? Kuruma. Once again, yeah, we have the R sound there. Yeah, so yeah, very good, very cool there. And speaking of another word that uses the R sound in Japanese, we have number four, America or the United States. So the word for America is America, America, America. Yeah, so it's a bit strange. Once again, please feel free to take some Spanish lessons as well, just to get even further practice with this particular sound. So, very cool. And then for number five, we have sky. So the word for sky is sora, sora, sora. All right. So you might remember this really popular animation known as Digimon. One of the main characters was named Sora, and so that's where her name comes from. The Japanese word for sky, Sora. So very cool. Then we have number six here. Yes, so it's another country name, and it is Canada. All right. So the word for Canada, which is number six once again, is Canada. So Canada there. Then we have number seven. Number seven is house. So house is ie, right? So very cool there, really easy. Then we have number eight. Number eight is the UK. So the UK is 이기리스, 이기리스, 이기리스. Yes. So sometimes it can be tough even for yes, advanced learners such as myself. So yes, so 이기리스, 이기리스. And there we go. So that is the word for the UK. Then we have the word for tree. Yep, that is number nine. And the word for tree is ki. All right. So that is, yep, ki there. Uh, well, it goes without saying that many Japanese words, well, names start with ki. They either start or end with them, like Aoki, like Steve Aoki. Yeah, that's where his name comes from. The word for tree, as well as the word for blue, owl. So owl is blue. Pretty cool there. And we have the last word here, number 10, which is Japanese. So the word for Japanese is Nihongo. Nihongo. Pretty cool. All right, awesome. And so those were the vocab words once again. So once again, the word for Japan is Nihon. The word for English is Eigo. The word for car is kuruma. The word for America is America. The word for sky is Sora. The word for Canada is Canada. The word for house is Ie. The word for the UK is Igirisu. A bit tough there. And the word for tree is ki, and the word for Japanese is Nihongo once again. And so we have the grammar here for today. We're just going to run through it here. And so with the grammar, we will learn about the sentence structure. All right, and so in Japanese, there are many different politeness levels. The politeness levels refer to how people would refer to each other. For instance, if you were to talk to your mother a certain way, that doesn't necessarily mean that you would talk to your teacher in a certain way. And so that's essentially what we mean when we discuss politeness levels. So for the Japanese sentence structure, it is SOV. So the sentence structure basically consists of the subject first, the object second, and the verb last. And so that's a bit different from English, where as well as some other Romance languages, where the subject would go first, followed by the verb, and then the object. So that's definitely something to take note of here. And then we can go to the copulas, all right? So the copulas are essentially as follows. So we have, well, one of the coolest parts about Japanese is that for the to be verbs, there is no conjugation based on person. So we could say, so the one of the copulas, which essentially means is, could also mean are and am. So that's one of the coolest parts about Japanese. It definitely makes conjugations much simpler. So without further ado, let's go into that. So if we were to say is, are, or am, we would say des, des. So there you go. And so for the negative present tense, like isn't or aren't or am not, we would say ja arimasen or janai desu. And so, yeah, and so those are pretty cool there. For the past tense, we would say, like for was, were, what have you, we would say deshita. And conversely, we want to use the negative past tense. We would say ja arimasen deshita. And so that basically means wasn't or weren't. So pretty cool there. And great. And next we have the existence words. So the existence words, I'm just going to jump into it here. The existence words are basically like in English we would say like there are or there is, something like that. And so for the existence words, uh, we would have one word for inanimate objects like computers and things of that nature. That would be arimasu. And then we would have a something for uh, animate objects such as animals, things of that nature. And that would be imasu. All right, so we have arimasu once again for the inanimate objects like computers, and then we have the animate objects which are expressed through imasu, which would refer to, yes, living things. Yep, like people. And so we have the first sentence structure. So the first sentence structure is A wa B des. Right, so A wa B des, it basically means something is something. And so we're going to get into particles a little later, so no problem. And so a good example would be I am a student. So I am a student would be watashi wa gakusei desu. Gakusei desu. So, yeah. And so, yep, just some new vocab, of course. So I is watashi, and gakusei is student. All right, so there you go. So loosely translated, we're saying I, student, am. So there we go. All right, and so that is the first lesson for today. Hopefully you really enjoyed it. Once again, please subscribe to the channel for more videos, more cool stuff. In the near future, I'm going to see if I can use my webcam to show my face and things of that nature. But you can already see that on my italki video. Yeah, just to see what I look like. And so, last but not least, we have the mini assignment. So the mini assignment is basically to go to TuneIn Radio. So yeah, the website is tuneinradio.com, and please sign up. It's really cool. It's a free service. I believe that they have a pro version for those who are so inclined. And with the TuneIn Radio, you'll be able to listen to radio stations from around the world, including Japan. So that's the main thing to do, and that's it. All right. So, well, without further ado, thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimashita, and I look forward to chatting with you for lesson 2. All right. Cheers. Hi. Mata ne.